Welcome to this powerful message inspired by the teachings of Neville Goddard. If you've ever found yourself stuck, unsure of your direction, feeling like you're capable of more but not knowing how to unlock it, then this video is for you. Today, we're diving deep into what it truly means to be the best version of yourself using Neville Goddard's timeless wisdom. But this isn't just another motivational message. What you're about to hear is a direct invitation to step into a version of yourself that already exists, a version you've only dreamed of, but which is waiting for your permission to be real. I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll not only understand how to transform your life, but you'll feel it. You'll feel empowered to change. So stay with me until the end, because this one shift, this one practice we'll explore, can be the key that opens everything you've ever wanted. Neville Goddard believed that the best version of yourself is not something you create, it's something you remember. It's not outside of you, hidden in some future event or some distant goal, it already exists within you, right now, fully formed and waiting to be assumed. Imagine that for a second. The version of you who is confident, successful, joyful, peaceful, abundant, healthy, deeply loved and completely aligned with life, that version isn't someone you need to chase. That version is already alive inside you, like a frequency waiting to be tuned into. Neville taught that consciousness is the only reality, and what you're conscious of being determines everything in your life. So if you continue to see yourself as someone limited, someone stuck, someone unsure, your world has no choice but to reflect that belief. But the moment you shift your self-concept, the moment you start to feel, think, walk, and talk as though you already are the best version of yourself, your world begins to rearrange itself to reflect that new image. This is not magic, it's law. Life mirrors your inner state. And most people spend their lives unconsciously reflecting their limitations, their traumas, their fears, never realizing they can stop and choose a new state. And that choice doesn't come with permission from the world. It comes from within. You must give yourself permission to be what you truly desire. So ask yourself, who is the version of you that already has what you want? How do they wake up in the morning? What do they say to themselves? What do they believe about life? This is the beginning of true transformation. Not trying to become something new, but to identify with what's already within you. And if that seems difficult at first, if your mind tells you it's fake or you're lying to yourself, good. That means you're challenging the old self-image. That resistance is the sign that change is occurring. You don't have to believe it fully at first, you just have to practice it. Think of yourself as an actor rehearsing a new role. You wouldn't expect to feel fully natural the first day. But with repetition, with focus, the character becomes second nature. That's exactly how it works with the self-image. Neville said, to be transformed, the whole basis of your thoughts must change. So how do we do that? You begin by noticing what you say to yourself all day. Are your inner conversations lifting you up or tearing you down? Are you mentally rehearsing your limitations or your possibilities? Because what you repeat inwardly is what manifests outwardly. If you constantly say to yourself, I'm not good enough, I'll never change, it's too hard, your subconscious accepts that as truth and faithfully recreates it in your world. But if you begin to deliberately say to yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, I am already successful, I love who I am becoming, your subconscious begins to accept that as your identity. And when the identity changes, the life changes. Neville didn't teach wishful thinking. He taught deliberate assumption. That means you stop wishing things were different and you start assuming the feeling of already being who you want to be. That means instead of saying, I hope I'll be confident one day, you say, I am confident now. Instead of hoping for love, you become love. Instead of waiting for the world to give you a reason to be joyful, you choose joy now, and the world will reflect it. This shift is simple, but not always easy. It requires discipline. It requires mental focus. But more than that, it requires faith. Faith not in something outside of you, but faith in your own power to choose a new concept of yourself. Neville said, you rise to a higher level of being by the ladder of assumption. That means every assumption you make about yourself is a step on the ladder. If you assume you're unlucky, you descend. If you assume you're powerful, you rise. And the best part is, you don't need proof before you assume it. That's the secret. The assumption brings the proof. You must be willing to feel like the best version of yourself before you see the evidence. And the moment you persist in that feeling, the world begins to bend. You'll meet new people. New opportunities appear. Things you once struggled with dissolve. Why? Because you're no longer identifying with the old version of you. You've stepped into the frequency of who you truly are. That is the power of consciousness. That is the power of imagination. Neville said, "Dare to believe in the reality of your assumption, and watch the world play its part relative to its fulfillment." So today, right now, I want you to dare. Dare to believe you are already the version of you that lives the life you dream of. Don't wait for signs. Be the sign. Don't wait for permission. Be the authority. Speak kindly to yourself. Visualize your ideal day. Act from love, not fear. Walk like you already have the confidence. Talk like you already know your worth. So what does living as the best version of yourself actually look like in practice? It starts the moment you wake up. Instead of grabbing your phone and getting lost in other people's lives, you take a moment, just a few minutes, to center yourself. You breathe in and ask, "Who do I choose to be today?" And you don't wait for the answer to appear from the outside. You decide. You declare. You assume. Today, I am confident. Today, I am focused. Today, I bring peace wherever I go. These are not just affirmations, these are identity statements. And the more emotionally connected you are to them, the faster they take root. Because Neville taught that feeling is the secret. It's not enough to say the words, you must feel them as true. You must imagine what it's like to walk through the day with that energy. You visualize yourself succeeding, loving, being loved, handling challenges with grace, and then you carry that vibration into the world. Every interaction, every decision, every reaction becomes an opportunity to express your new self. That's how you reprogram your subconscious. Not through force, but through repetition and emotion. And yes, the old self will resist. It will whisper doubts. It will try to pull you back to familiar habits. That's normal. But now, you're aware. You see the pattern. And because you see it, you can choose differently. You can say, "That's the old me. I no longer identify with that. I am now the version of me who believes in my worth." And with each new choice, the old identity loses power. That's how true change happens. Slowly, quietly, consistently. And then one day, something happens, a breakthrough, a shift, a moment of clarity, and you realize you become what you used to only imagine. But it never came from chasing. It came from embodying. From assuming. From being. That's what Neville meant when he said, "Change your conception of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live." He wasn't talking about ego. He was talking about self-image. Because the world always rises or falls to meet your concept of yourself. And the beautiful truth is, no one else can give you this. Not a teacher, not a coach, not even a spiritual master. Only you. Because only you live inside your mind. Only you speak your inner dialogue. Only you get to choose what identity you embody. And the moment you accept that responsibility, you reclaim your power. So don't wait. Don't postpone your greatness. Don't think you have to fix yourself first. The best version of you is not a perfect person, it's a true person. It's the most honest expression of your soul. And that version is already whole. Already worthy. Already capable. You just have to remember. You just have to assume. You just have to say, every day, I am now the best version of myself. I choose thoughts that align with my vision. I choose actions that honor my future. I speak words that reflect my truth. I carry energy that uplifts and inspires. I am who I decide to be. And if you make that your daily practice, not just once, but over and over, your life will change in ways you never imagined. Doors will open. Peace will flood your heart. People will treat you differently, because they're responding to the new energy you've assumed. This is the real magic. This is the real power. So I ask you, are you willing to believe in yourself enough to let go of the old you? Are you willing to stop arguing for your limitations? Are you willing to act as if you already are who you were born to be? Because that's all it takes. A decision. A commitment. A daily practice of being. Not perfect, just present. Just real. Just aligned. So stay with this. Rewatch this if you have to. Let these words sink deep. And more importantly, live them. Because the best version of you is not in the future. It's already here. Waiting. And the moment you assume it, your life will never be the same again. You are here to shine. To embody love. To express power. To walk in truth. To live with purpose. So go now, and be the best version of yourself. The world is waiting.